Does it ever make you wonder what's on my mind? I was only ever running back to your side. I never cried, I just watched my life go by. It's just a pack of lies, 'cause you're leaving me behind. Why? After this long, is there nothing I'll keep? Oh, I can shout, you'll pretend you're falling asleep. I live a lie, yeah, believing that you're mine. It's just a waste of time, 'cause you're leaving me behind. Hey, there's not a cloud in the sky, it's as blue as your goodbye. And I thought that it would rain on a day like today. Hey, there's not a cloud in sight, it's as blue as your blue goodbye. And I thought that it would rain the day you went away. Does it ever make you wonder what's on my mind? Ooh, yeah. I was only ever running back to your side. Hey, there's not a cloud in the sky, it's as blue as your goodbye. And I thought that it would rain on a day like today. Hey, there's not a cloud in sight, it's as blue as your blue goodbye. And I thought that it would rain the day you went away. And the aeroplanes, with some groceries and a sleeping bag.
In twilight glow I see blue eyes crying in the rain. When we kissed goodbye and parted, I knew we'd never meet again. Love is like a dying ember, and only memories remain. I'll remember. Blue eyes crying in the rain. Someday when we meet up yonder, we'll stroll hand in hand again in a land that knows no parting. Blue eyes crying in the rain.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've come together this morning in love, in gratitude, and in sadness to honour and celebrate the life of Christine Mary Courto, Chris as she was known to you all. Her loving husband Neville and all members of her family welcome you and thank you for being here with them this morning to farewell Chris in a loving and meaningful way. Welcome also to all those watching our service online, having been unable to join us here in the chapel, especially Sylvia on the East Coast. Chris would not want any fuss or bother today. She would prefer we got on with it, got it done, and then enjoyed each other's company. But today, we are going to take time to celebrate her. Each of us comes today with our own memories of Chris, her strength, her determination, her laughter, and her deep love for the simple but beautiful things in life. The bush, the open sky, the rhythm of walking, and the warmth of those she loved. Today we come together to give thanks for Chris's life, a life that was truly rich in spirit, filled with purpose and lived with energy and grace. We come also to support one another in our loss and to find comfort in knowing that her journey, though now complete, leaves footprints on each of our hearts. There's a beautiful poem by Sarah Ryan that reads, "When you wander through the bushland and the sunlight filters down, when the breeze moves through the grasses and the birds are all around, when you pause beside a waterfall and breathe the fresh, cool air, listen softly, feel me near you, for you'll always find me there." Beautiful words and very much centred around Chris. We are here because she mattered. She mattered deeply and dearly. Because she lived a life that, while she may have called it plain, was anything but ordinary. It was a life filled with colour and texture, with the rustle of gum leaves, the laughter shared around a campfire, the delight of finding a hidden waterfall, and the pride in a well-tended garden. Chris loved life's simple beauty. She found peace and joy in nature, in the quiet companionship of bird songs, in the earthy smell of rain on dry soil, and in the steady rhythm of walking a familiar path. She was never idle. There was always something to do, something to create, something to finish. Whether she was gardening for others, hooking rugs, working on a jigsaw, or collecting pamphlets for the next adventure, Chris's hands and heart were always busy. We are also here this morning to acknowledge her courage, the way she met life's challenges with determination and grace. When illness came, she faced it with that same resolve. Though it was hard, she accepted what she could not change and lived each remaining day with presence and with love. And we're here too to honour her love for Neville, her companion, her soulmate, her best friend for nearly a quarter of a century. Together they shared a beautiful life, walking, travelling, exploring, supporting their beloved Hawthorn Football Club, and simply being side by side. Chris often said that life became truly happy when she reunited with Neville, and the love they shared enriched them both and everyone who knew them. So today we celebrate Christine, a woman of energy, curiosity, and warmth, a listener, a doer, a nurturer of gardens and relationships alike, someone who truly got on with life and found joy in doing so. To describe Christine's life, her story, her adventures, I have drawn on the memories that those closest to her hold dear. I sincerely thank Dorothy, Carmel, Nathan, Neville, Lee and Anne for sharing these stories with me. Through these words, we'll glimpse again her wonderful sense of purpose, her kindness and the light she brought to all those around her. Christine Mary Courto was born on the 18th of May 1951, the third of 6 children to Frances and Jean Emerton. Her family affectionately called her Kit, a name that stuck until her teenage years. Her early years were spent on the family's mixed farm a few miles from the small community of Rihanna behind the town of Penguin. Life there was simple, hard-working and full of love. It was a time when families grew their own food, made do with what they had and made their own fun. The old farmhouse may have been basic, but it was warm and comfortable. Both front bedrooms had fireplaces, and during childhood bouts of measles and mumps, those rooms became cosy retreats. Her father worked the land, growing potatoes, milking cows, and sending the milk off to Burnie to be made into butter, while her mother Jean was a talented seamstress who made all the children's clothes. Kit grew up surrounded by the sounds and smells of the countryside, the lowing of cows, the crackle of the fire, the rustle of the wind through the trees. There were 5 siblings to play with, Judith and Dorothy, then came Kit, followed by Robert, Dale, and later little Trish, and there was always plenty to do. It was a childhood of animals, fresh air, and freedom. Those early years instilled in Kit a lifelong love of the outdoors, of wide open spaces, and of the natural world that would remain a thread throughout her entire life. Kit began her schooling at Rihanna State School, then a tiny weatherboard building, and later attended the new 2-storey brick area school when it opened in 1954. She and her sisters would catch the school bus, often walking home with the mail, a loaf of bread, and the family newspaper in hand. They were simple days, but full of rhythm and warmth. Each year, the Sunday school anniversary at Pinewood Church was a highlight. New dresses lovingly sewn by their mother, and fancy dress balls at Rihanna and Guns Plains, where the Emerton children often took out prizes for their wonderful handmade costumes. Money may have been scarce, but love, creativity and laughter were abundant. In 1962, the family moved from the farm to a house on South Road in Penguin. The girls attended Ulverston High while the boys went to Penguin Primary, and before long, baby Trish arrived to complete the family of 6. After leaving school, Kit, now affectionately known as Chris, worked for a time at the local chemist, the start of what would become a lifetime of hard work, loyalty and reliability. In September 1969, she married Tony Walsh, and they began their family soon after. Their daughter Carmel was born in 1970, followed by Brendan in 72 and Nathan in 76. Chris was a devoted mother, practical, loving and endlessly supportive. Through all the moving about from Burnie to Yolla to Penguin and back again, Chris created a home wherever she went. She was the heart of her family, always putting her children first. Once the kids were at school, she returned to work, first with Bass and Equitable in Wynyard, Burnie and Devonport, and later with the Teachers and Police Credit Union, now known as Connect Credit Union in Burnie. Chris and Tony eventually went their separate ways in 1992, and Chris made her home in Penguin. It was there that her independence flourished. She filled her life with the things she loved: bushwalking, gardening, collecting teddy bear figurines, and being active. She joined an indoor cricket team, even playing alongside Carmel at one stage, and they proudly won the grand final. Chris's energy was endless. She was always doing something, working on a jigsaw, scrapbooking, tending to her garden, or exploring new walking trails. Those hobbies became lifelong passions. She was determined, methodical, and strong, a woman who started what she finished and finished what she started. And then a new chapter began when Chris met Neville, the man who would become her true soulmate. Though they had known each other for many years, their lives came together beautifully about 23 years ago, and from that moment they were inseparable. Chris and Neville shared so many loves: the outdoors, camping, bushwalking, the Hawthorn Footy Club, Willie Nelson, exploring every corner of Australia. Together they transformed their home and garden into something glorious, an oasis of colour, flowers and vegetables that reflected their shared creativity and care. They loved their time on the road, discovering remote places, sitting under the vast night sky, stars glittering above them and the campfire glowing before them. Those were their happiest moments, quiet, content, and utterly at peace in nature's embrace. Chris had a childlike excitement for the things that brought her joy. Waterfalls were one of her greatest loves. She could stand for ages, smiling as the water tumbled over the rocks, completely absorbed in the beauty of the moment. She also adored the simple pleasure of finding a cowrie shell on the beach, each discovery a small treasure. Her curiosity for the world was endless. Anne, Neville's daughter, remembers how Chris would keep a trusty old atlas near her chair. Whenever someone mentioned a town or place in Australia, Chris would pull it out, find the location instantly, and begin reminiscing, describing the landscape, the people they met, and the adventures she and Neville had there. Her eyes would light up with those memories, and soon everyone around her would be smiling too. She found immense joy in being a part of the Courto family. She embraced Neville's children, Brett, Josie, Lee and Anne, and was warmly embraced in return. She was deeply saddened when Josie passed away last year. She often said she felt truly part of the Courto clan and their family gatherings, especially the famous Courto Christmas. It was a highlight of her year. Each year the family chose gifts beginning with a particular letter of the alphabet, and Chris would throw herself into the channel with great enthusiasm, finding just the right thoughtful gift for the person she had drawn from the hat. Her inner child again smiled brightly at those times, full of laughter and delight. Chris and Neville also shared a deep love for their dogs, first Misha and then Nala, who has joined us today. And Nala has remained a faithful companion to Chris. Their dogs weren't just pets, but part of the family, and through them they formed a lovely community with other dog walkers along the beach. Chris walked Nala every day, knew every dog down there by name, and took comfort and pride in that daily routine. She was a bargain hunter too. She loved the thrill of finding something special on sale at a market or at an oppie. It wasn't about the money, it was about the fun of the find, the joy in the small things. Chris was, above all, a woman of strength and grace. When she received her diagnosis last year, it was a shock. She had been so strong and so healthy, as strong as an ox, people would say. Her granddaughter called her a beast, and she meant it as the highest compliment. Fierce, capable, unstoppable. Christine accepted her illness with courage and dignity. Even as her world grew smaller, she remained present, positive, and full of love. She loved her family deeply and worried about their safety. She was always relieved when everyone was home, safe and sound. She cherished Neville, her children, her grandchildren, and her extended family. She cherished her garden, her dog, her walks, and the life she built so beautifully from the simplest of joys. Chris will be remembered as a woman who was endlessly active, incredibly capable, deeply loyal and full of heart. She was a doer, a giver, a carer, and a lover of life in all its forms, from the grand sweep of the Australian landscape to the smallest flower blooming in her garden. Those who loved her will carry her strength and her joy in their hearts always. Chris lived well, she loved deeply, and she left this world a better place for having been in it. She'll be missed every single day, but her spirit will walk beside us still, in every waterfall, in every garden, in every quiet sunrise, and in the gentle sound of the wind moving through the trees. There are several family tributes this morning, and I am indeed honoured to share these with you. The first is from her sister, Dorothy. Dot has written, 6 good kids in our Emerton family, and we all got on really well. I was number 2 and Chris was number 3. Our Christine Mary was known to us as Kit, a pet name from our dad. I remember growing up having so much fun with Kit. We played in the line of trees growing on the farm, climbing up one and down the next all the way. We would pretend we didn't hear Mum calling us to come back to the house. When us kids played cricket on our bit of Goody Road, the bat and ball belonged to Kit, and if she lost, she took it from us and the game was over. Our classes were close together at Rihanna School, and then after we moved to Penguin, we both went to Ulverston High School. Leaving school and working, we spent a lot of time going places together with friends. My Bruce in those days taught her to drive and went with her when she got her licence. A hilarious trip Bruce and Kit have never forgotten. The policeman got her to do a handbrake start on a rather steep section of gravel road. And after 3 attempts and running backwards each time, he said, "For goodness sake, take me back to the station and I'll give you your licence before you kill us all." When Kit, now mainly called Chris, married and had her children, we visited as families and our kids grew up together. In later years, Chris and I went on a lot of wonderful walking trips, often with many friends and family as well. Places like the walls of Jerusalem, lots of waterfalls and beaches, and the Blythe River underground. Chris was always very supportive of me. She has always been there for me during difficult times. She was a wonderful, beautiful sister and friend to us all, and we will miss her terribly. The second tribute is from Sister Trish, and this one is actually going to come to us through audio.
Our sister Christine, known to us as Kit, to her friends as Chris, and to her husband Neville as Chrissy. Kit has 2 older sisters, Judy and Dot, 2 younger brothers, Bob and Dale, and then much later, me. Kit grew up on our family farm in Rihanna, and from the many stories I've heard, these 3 big girls got up to a lot of shenanigans. Just before I was born, Mum and Dad moved to town, so Kit's teenage years were spent in Penguin. Kit loved her gardening, and no matter where she's lived, she's created magnificent gardenscapes from nothing. She loved bushwalking, the outdoors and the beach. She could don a beanie at 6 a.m. and take her dog for a walk, and a bikini at 3 p.m. for a swim. She's beached comb for cowrie shells and has an enormous collection of over 1,000. Kit's done many Tasmanian bushwalks and much walking during her travels over the past 20 years, including Outback Australia and New Zealand. During those past 20 years, Kit and Neville travelled extensively around Australia in their caravan. Kit loved the Outback particularly. Photo albums and scrapbooks bring their holidays alive and show her joy of exploring new places and new scenery. Once their travelling days on the Big Island were over, then came Misha, a beautiful, spoilt, ridgeback dog. Misha went along in the van for short trips and loved the beach and a road trip. After Misha, then came Nala, a rescue dog, who's found her best life with Kit and Neville. When Kit became too unwell to walk Nala, Nala would just sit beside her, content to be near. She knew her favourite lady was unwell. Neville now has the role of chief dog walker. Talking from experience, Nala is like a brick on legs. When she stops, you stop. When she says go, you go. Kit and I adventured to New Zealand in 2018 for a month. Kit drew up our itinerary and planned our trip around the South Island in a motorhome. What a time we had, exploring, bushwalking, visiting glaciers, waterfalls and wonderful new scenery. There were many what happened in the bus stayed in the bus moments. Lots of fun and laughter. One of my favourite memories from our trip was a train ride through Tayeri Gorge, where our morning tea consisted of scones, jam and cream washed down with delicious champagne. What else would sisters do? I'll always treasure these memories. There were many sisters weeks away, staying in beautiful Tasmanian towns, playing tourist, along with frequent catch-up days. I missed a lot of these, living on the Big Island, but when I came home, we all made the most of our time together. Earlier this year, Kit had several days away with Judy, fulfilling a wish to go to Cape Raoul on the Tasman Peninsula on a whale watching cruise. This was to be her last trip. Cancer struck our sister soon after losing our brother Dale. It was hard to believe, but even harder to imagine losing another sibling and a best friend. Our sister fought this fight with strength, courage, dignity, and a sense of humour until she could fight no more. You've got your wings now, spread them and fly, sweet sister. We know you will watch after us. Into the ether you go and find Mum and Dad and our brothers who will be waiting for you. We love you now and forever, forever and always.
Thank you, Trish. Such a beautiful, beautiful tribute. The next is from Chris's daughter, Carmel. And Carmel has written, Mum, I could search forever for the words to tell you what you mean to me, and I would never find them. I know now I don't have to because you already know. Our time alone over the past couple of weeks, although never enough, let us say everything we needed to. As kids, I know we frustrated you, which was evident when you would shout out the odd, and I do mean odd, instruction, the best of which were, put the cubby in the bike and shut the bike door. And the classic, go and feed the rabbit to the carrot. Frustrated or not, we always knew we were loved, and anyway, what are kids for if it isn't to frustrate their parents? Our road trips and walks were the best of times, and even though we will never do them together again, I know you will guide me through the next ones, even if it is in the wrong direction. Maybe it was just that finger that never worked as it should have, and I'd forgotten how to calculate what you really meant. Adventure to dementia and everything in between, we did it all. I will share the adventure and dementia with others, but the in-between will always be ours, and I will treasure those times forever. I don't have to tell everyone here how amazing you are because they have all experienced the best of you already. Today, as we say goodbye to you, our mum, our nan, and our gran, know that you are loved, you will be missed always, and you are the reason we are here. I will remember your last words to me forever, with that smile on your face and the love in your eyes. I say it again through the tears in my eyes right now, as I did on that night. Ditto, Mum. And from son Nathan. Nathan has written, good morning, everyone. Firstly, I'd like to thank you all for being here today to celebrate the life of Christine Courto. It means so much to our family to see so many people who loved her and who were touched by her kindness. I'm speaking from my own personal point of view of my mum. She was known by many different names to many different people. To us, she was Mum. To some, she was Kit or Auntie Kit, Nan, Gran, and to others, Chris or Chrissy. Family meant the world to her. She loved her brothers and sisters deeply. That bond never faded, and she adored her children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. We were her pride and joy, the people she poured her heart into every single day. Her love wasn't something she often spoke about. She showed it in all the small, steady ways that made us feel cared for and safe. Mum was one of those rare people who made the world feel softer just by being in it. She was warm, gentle, and full of quiet strength. She didn't need to be the loudest voice in the room. Her calm presence spoke volumes. You always felt at ease with her, like you could just be yourself, and she'd meet you there with understanding and love. She had her quirks and her funny ways too, whether it was making a creative mess of the English language or inventing a new, but not improved, way of pointing, and for those who saw it, you'll know exactly what I mean. Those moments brought laughter and lightness to our lives and was such a part of her charm. She was also adventurous in her own beautiful way. She loved being outdoors, travelling, gardening, bushwalking, and in her later years, walking along Somerset Beach with her dog Nala. It was her time to connect with nature, clear her head, and just be. Recently, I've been doing that walk without her when I've been here visiting or working, but I still feel her there with me. The number of people that would stop me and ask how she was meant so much to us all and showed how many people really cared about her. The beach was her happy place, and I think we'll all feel her there whenever we go there. When I started writing this, people suggested I think of my oldest or fondest memories, but in truth, it's the more recent years that I've cherished the most. Mum coming to Melbourne, which often meant a trip to the nursery just for a look, that somehow turned into a complete redesign of our garden each time, or a lovely day trip somewhere in country Victoria with my family. Even now, as we feel the ache of missing her, there's comfort in knowing that her spirit lives on in the way we care for one another, in the laughter of her friends and family, and in those quiet moments when the world feels peaceful and is still. So as we say goodbye today, I like to think of Mum walking along her favourite stretch of beach, the sun on her face, the sea breeze in her hair, and a heart full of love. Thank you, Mum, for everything, for your warmth, your strength, your love, and the memories we'll hold forever. You'll always be with us. And the final tribute is from grandson Jebediah. Thank you, Jebediah.
It's fascinating how false first impressions can be. And the most pleasant of characteristics don't always turn out to be the ones that we cherish the most. This is my perceptual story, Christine Courto. Who was this pretty young woman that Pop had fallen for? Where did she come from? What did she want? I was very young when the name Christine popped into my consciousness, and I could be misinterpreting things. But from my vague memory, the initial image of Chris was quite hostile in nature. It wasn't until my very late teens that I could begin investigating this mysterious figure for myself. I soon learned that everything I projected in my young mind was true. She wasn't my nan. She wasn't even my friend. And rather than be greeted at the front door with smiles and cupcakes, I was met with a suspicious glare from the kitchen window as I crept down that long Somerset driveway. Where did he come from? What does he want? Over time, however, and I mean a fair while, our impressions of each other took themselves to a surprising place. I think Chris learnt that all I wanted was guidance, and I learnt that the sometimes blunt, but always practical, combination of her and my grandfather were the very best ones to give it to me. Big smiles and cupcakes are great, sure, but they don't really get you anywhere. Plus these things, I don't think they're really Chris's style. Thin, healthy, disciplined in nature, and a great memory. This woman was brutally honest, always there to make the important corrections on my grandfather's marvellous travelling stories, but also to stop him from getting too cocky. There were no fake smiles with Chris. And if she didn't disagree with you outright, she'll give it to you very vividly in a tone. But we begin to learn how valuable these characters are in our lives. They check us, keep us humble, make us think for an extra second before saying something pointless or stupid. And then, if we can receive legitimate smiles, laughter, or approval from these persons, it makes it so much more special. Blood is thicker than water, they say. But that analogy never made much sense to me. I think there's more power in the relationships that are earned, not given. I can't speak on behalf of everyone, but perhaps my journey resonates with some of my wider family. What began as a shade of skepticism turned into a badge of honor. The shadowy, feminine figure became a most trusted voice of reason. The woman that Neville chose became the woman that we chose. And in the end, I'm pretty sure she chose us as well. We did it, guys. God bless her beautiful and powerful soul.
Well done, Jebediah. So eloquent and beautifully put. Well done. And finally, a poem written by her close friend, Diane Schumann. Diane has written, "Dear Chris, with tears I watched you suffer. Not a word of complaint did I hear. And now the link has been broken in a friendship we both held so dear. Chris, I had hoped you could conquer this mountain and be free from the constant pain. But your path was littered with hindrance and the mountain was too tough to tame. I've got to move on without you, though I might fall apart now and then. But the memories we made on life's journey will get me on track once again. Now you will sit on my shoulder forever as I try to understand the end. And with your family also beside you, I farewell my very best friend." Beautiful, Diane. Thank you. So as we continue our time together, we'll now take a few moments to look back through photographs from Christine's life, moments that capture her spirit, her energy, and her love for the world around her. You'll see her in her element, among the trees, by the water, beside Neville with her family and with her beloved dogs, Misha and Nala. These images remind us that her life was full of movement, laughter, and connection. As we watch, let's allow the songs chosen and the memories to speak to us of love shared, of adventures taken, and of a woman who lived fully and deeply.
Why did she have to go so young? I just don't know why. Things happen half the time, without reason, without rhyme. Lovely, sweet young woman, daughter, wife, and mother, makes no sense to me. I just have to believe she flew up to heaven on the wings of angels, by the clouds and stars, and past where no one sees. And she walks with Jesus and her loved ones waiting, and I know she's smiling, saying, "Don't worry about me." Loved ones she left behind, just trying to survive, and understand the why. Feeling so lost inside. Anger shot straight at God, then asking for His love. Empty with disbelief, just hoping that maybe she flew up to heaven on the wings of angels, by the clouds and stars, and past where no one sees. And she walks with Jesus and her loved ones waiting, and I know she's smiling, saying, don't worry about me. It's hard to say goodbye. Her picture in my mind will always be of times I'll cherish, and I won't cry 'cause she flew up to heaven on the wings of angels, by the clouds and stars, and past where no one sees. And she walks with Jesus and her loved ones waiting, and I know she's smiling, saying, don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me.
And the land is dark, and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. Darling, stand by me.
Such beautiful, beautiful memories that you'll always have to treasure. We're going to take a moment now for a time of reflection where the family will place flowers and say their quiet goodbyes to Chris. I invite you to reflect on the place that Chris had in your heart, the memories that you will keep always of her.
Follow the sun, and which way the wind blows when this day is done. Breathe in the air, set your intentions, dream with care. Tomorrow's a new day for everyone, and a brand new moon and brand new sun. Follow the sun, the direction of the birds, the direction of love. Breathe in the air, cherish this moment, cherish this breath. Tomorrow's a new day for everyone, a brand new moon, a brand new sun. When you feel life coming down on you like a heavy weight, when you feel this crazy society adding to the strain, take a stroll to the nearest water's edge. Remember your place. Many moons have risen and fallen long before you came. So which way is the wind blowing? And what does your heart say? So follow the sun, and which way the wind blows when this day is done.
As we gather our hearts in prayer, we remember that Christine's faith was found most clearly in the natural world, in the wonder of creation and the peace of stillness. And so together, in that same spirit of reverence, we pray the prayer that has guided so many before us. Please will you bow your heads and join me in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, for ever and ever. Amen. Neville and the whole family would like to sincerely thank the wonderful staff of the Northwest Regional Hospital for their amazing care of Chris during her time there. Also, the palliative care team, whose care, support, and kindness will never be forgotten. And now we come to the time of farewell. Would you all please stand? As we let Chris go from our sight, we hold her forever in our hearts. We give thanks for all that she was, her strength, her love, her generosity of spirit, and her unwavering determination. We give thanks for the beauty she created in her gardens, in her relationships, and in the way she embraced the world. And we give thanks for the peace that is now hers. As we've heard, Chris loved the outdoors, the open air, the sunlight through the trees, the rhythm of the waves on the shore. So let us imagine her now, free and at peace, walking once more along a sandy path with Nala by her side, hearing the birds sing and feeling the breeze move gently around her. We now commit Christine's body to be cremated and her spirit to the eternal embrace of love. May the universe receive her gently. May the winds carry her softly, and may she find her rest among the beauty she so dearly loved. So as we prepare to leave this place, let's remember Chris as she truly was, vibrant, capable, kind, and endlessly curious. Let us honour her not only by mourning her loss, but by living as she did, with enthusiasm, courage, and with joy for the simple things. May we see her reflection in the world around us, in the first blossoms of spring and in the glint of sunlight on water, in the loyal eyes of a dog, and in every garden that grows with care. Chris, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the rain fall soft upon your gardens. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hands. Go gently, Chris. You are loved. You are remembered. You are free. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris will now take her final journey to the gathering room, and you are invited to follow her and write messages on her casket, and then to share food and fellowship along with your memories.
I get up in the evening and I ain't got nothing to say. I come home in the morning, I go to bed feeling the same way. I ain't nothing but tired. Man, I'm just tired and bored with myself. Hey there, baby, I could use just a little help. You can't start a fire. You can't start a fire without a spark. This gun's for hire. Baby, I just know that this. You can't start a fire. You can't start a fire without a spark. This gun's for hire. Even if we're just dancing in the dark. There's a joke, yes, a wine, it's on me. I shake this world off my shoulders. Come on, baby, the laughs on me. Stay on the streets of this town, and they'll be carving you up alright. You say you gotta stay hungry. Hey, baby, I'm just about starting tonight. I'm dying for some action. I'm sitting around here trying to write this book. I need a love reaction. Come on, baby, give me just one look. We can't start a fire, sitting around crying over a broken heart. This gun's for hire. Even if we're just dancing in the dark, we can't start a fire. Worrying about your little world falling apart. This gun's for hire. Even if we're just dancing